This is the artificial intelligence voice of Stephen Bartlett narrating this pod-slice summary of the Diary of a CEO podcast. Walter Isaacson, one of the greatest biography writers ever, shed light on the lives of Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, two of the world's greatest entrepreneurial disruptors. Isaacson was given the privilege to follow both Jobs and Musk for years, giving him an unprecedented insight into their experiences. The subject of the podcast was primarily focused on Musk, whose upbringing was notably brutal. Scrawny kid from South Africa on the autism spectrum, Musk was targeted by bullies and subjected to a home environment where his psychologically abusive father ruthlessly criticized him, instigating a complex and troublesome relationship between the two. Despite this darkness in Musk's past, it was argued that these adversities helped mold someone addicted to drama. Isaacson shared an intriguing anecdote where Musk was at Twitter headquarters and decided they should get rid of one of their server farms. When the engineers told him it wouldn't be possible, Musk persisted, stepping into the server facility with wire cutters and severing the cable to the server himself. The pressure Musk placed on his teams was relentless, pushing them out of their comfort zones and compelling them to do things they initially believed were impossible. Musk's sheer determination was also evident in his investment of 80 of his hardcore mental energy into the design of the machines that produce machines, like the Raptor engines or Tesla's battery cells, which Isaacson had first-hand experience observing during his time with Musk on assembly lines. The close relationship between Musk's light and dark traits, much like Shakespeare highlights every individual's best being formed from faults, was discussed. Isaacson referred to Musk's Damon mode, where he can get cold and negative. Removing these traits would likely remove the essence of who Musk is, as these dark and light strands are intertwined and come from the same roots. Providing further context from Musk's own words, his feelings about his father were revealed. Musk's father has been a point of controversy within Musk's mind, owing to his father's relationships and the sheer negativity that he had been subjected to during his childhood. The podcast left listeners with a profound understanding of Musk, a man whose personal and professional experiences continue to drive him to challenge impossibilities and push the boundaries of human limits. In his conversation with Isaacson, Bartlett explored the intriguing relationship between Elon Musk's personality traits and his unconventional upbringing. He learned from Musk's father, Errol, a man showing streaks of Jekyll and Hyde-like tendencies, that the seed of Musk's unpredictable, demon-like modes was sown early in his life. This snaps into different modes, and its effect on Musk's personality was an intriguing insight. Then asked about the recipe for instilling resiliency in children, Isaacson pointed towards a less coddled upbringing, which was a distinguishing characteristic of Musk's childhood. Musk was expected to navigate challenges independently, an experience that certainly instilled in him a heightened capacity for resilience. Pisces, a scene suggested this more free-range style of parenting enabled children to become more adept at risk-taking, equipping them with the tenacity to face adversity head-on in later years. In one striking anecdote, Musk's hardwired risk-taking trait was evident when he allowed his child to play amidst a hazardous environment at a rocket launch site. It was this willingness to let his kids navigate risks that Isaacson found compelling. It seemed to echo Musk's own childhood adversities and his nurtured instinct to grapple with the resultant fires his head on. Despite the controversy surrounding Musk's childhood and his complicated relationship with his father, it was evident Musk appreciated the value of adversity. He viewed his difficulties as character-forming experiences that largely shaped the tumultuous environment of his youth, often served as a blueprint for the drama he navigated through in his future. In a context of Musk's academic life, Isaacson pointed out that while Musk wasn't the best grade-wise, he demonstrated an uncanny ability to laser focus on subjects of strong interest such as material science or coding. This could potentially be a function of his disclosed Asperger's syndrome, which enabled this intense concentration at the expense of social interactions. Overall, trying to replicate Musk's level of success or his unique traits is deemed impossible by Isaacson. Musk's unique mix of childhood experiences, natural wiring, and personality traits all contributed to shaping him into the extraordinary force of nature he is today. This unique intersection of factors is one that is hard to realign or replicate. Lastly, Isaacson discussed how Musk is driven by first principles thinking. This is a practice of approaching problems by boiling them down to their basic principles, disregarding established practices or protocols. His use of first principles reasoning aimed to eliminate unnecessary steps and wastage in the manufacturing process, ultimately exemplifying his disruption of conventional rules and regulations. Expanding on Musk's uncompromising work ethic, Isaacson recalled a fascinating episode at Twitter headquarters around Christmas of last year when Musk challenged the in-house engineers' conventional thinking. He argued that 3 different redundant server farms were necessary for their operations. However, Musk, applying his first principles thinking, argued the exact opposite. Unimpressed by their resistance, he proposed eliminating one of the server farms in Sacramento. Encountering more pushback, Musk made an unorthodox move. He chartered a plane with a few engineers, landed in Sacramento, rented a truck, and removed the servers himself. This instance underpins Musk's unrelenting will to take calculated risks. In the workplace, Musk inspires a selection of his employees with his audacious spirit. His relentless and demanding attitude, however, results in a high turnover rate, with countless employees struggling to keep pace with his intensity. A pertinent example of this is the SpaceX saga involving Andy Krebs, a dedicated engineer who eventually quit due to the demanding work rhythm. However, Musk's dynamic work environment appeals to some, as Krebs himself chose to return, preferring a burnout over boredom. Despite his towering achievements, Isaacson underscored the personal pain Musk has endured. One instance was when his eldest child, Xavier, transitioned to become Jenner and subsequently rejected him. This episode caused an enormous personal pain, only comparable to the death of his first child, according to Musk. These personal experiences and the progressive left's actions heavily influenced Musk's political evolution, shifting him from being center-left to strongly opposing what he refers to as the woke mind virus. This shift became more prominent with his acquisition of Twitter, despite warnings from close confidants who feared it would be a significant distraction from his pivotal projects at Tesla and SpaceX. Isaacson echoed these concerns, believing that implementing his engineering-focused approach to a platform like Twitter, heavily reliant on advertising and user engagement, was inherently flawed. While Musk's endeavors with Twitter may have caused his reputation to suffer, particularly amongst more progressive individuals, his core projects, particularly SpaceX, remained unaffected due to his intense focus. However, Isaacson acknowledges that a controversial reputation is not ideal for mass marketing products, such as Tesla cars. The acquisition and subsequent shakeup of Twitter's corporate culture also underscores Musk's unyielding commitment to dispense with psychological safety in favor of operational urgency. Elon Musk's way of reshaping workplace culture, as explained by Isaacson, often arrives like a shockwave, deviating from softer, empathetic approaches. Musk fashions an old environment that creates extraordinary pressure for employees. His leadership style, though incredibly demanding and often cited as the cause of high employee turnover, is equally motivating for some. Intense perfectionists like former SpaceX engineer Andy Krebs enjoy this challenge, even preferring the hardcore work regimen over friendly workplaces where creativity flourishes more freely. Digging deeper into Musk's psychological perspective, Isaacson notes that the tech mogul sees the desire to be liked as a leader as a potential weakness. Musk believes that eroding empathy and adopting a challenge-first approach is pivotal to foster a disruptive environment. This strategy, though causing emotional turbulence for some, is essential for scaling the peaks of innovation, according to Musk. Contrarily, leaders like Jennifer Doudna, who developed the CRISPR technology, take immense care in cultivating a work culture that prizes compatibility and collegiality. Highlighting Musk's devoted employees, Isaacson stated that many would have flocked through a wall for him. Musk's exceptional charisma and determination induce loyalty. Still, he is notorious for his lack of fear in pushing staff to their limits, even accepting their exit as collateral damage to his ambitious pursuits. Turning the spotlight onto Musk's controversial mission to colonize Mars, Isaacson affirmed that Musk genuinely envisions a multiplanetary future for humanity. This audacious dream, which Musk holds close, underpins his unrelenting drive to take SpaceX to unprecedented space exploration milestones. Observing Musk whisper these ambitious goals under his breath, Isaacson asserts that Musk sees this aspiration as our greatest adventure and a necessary step to preserve human consciousness, a sentiment not shared by conventional thinkers. His audacious dream breathed life into his relentless quest, whether for electric vehicle transformation or space exploration, making him one of the most disruptive and influential personalities of our time. Stephen Bartlett and Walter Isaacson engaged in an in-depth conversation about Elon Musk's visionary mindset, distinctive leadership approach, and intriguing personal health habits. Musk is unique in his approach to life, continually calculating his life's timeline and aligning it with his ambitious goals, such as sending a mission to Mars. He's described as being mercurial, with his mood constantly shifting through various phases of personality, even having what has been termed demon mode by his partner Grimes. Musk's mental health is not always stable, and he goes through phases of manic and depressive episodes. Interesting enough, Musk does not prioritize his physical health as much as his counterparts like Sam Altman and Jeff Bezos. He, in fact, once adopted a diet that involved limited fasting and diet pills, but ate a high-calorie meal as his sole food intake of the day, showing a disregard for typical health norms. Musk's approach to hiring prioritizes attitude over skill or knowledge, with him believing attitude is fundamental and harder to change than acquiring skills or knowledge. Has built a strong, though unstable, team with people coming and going frequently, but he has maintained a core group of devoted leaders who share his drive and dedication. Underpinning all of Musk's ventures is a shared sense of perfectionism displayed in his relentless focus on even the minutest details. Isaacson compared this to Steve Jobs' passion for beauty in a parts unseen. Both Jobs and Musk were fixated on the smallest aspects of their products, believing true quality is embodied even in the parts unseen and untouched by the consumer. Musk's approach to experimentation lies within a culture of risk-taking. He views failure as a stepping stone to success, using the infamous Starship launches as prime examples of this mindset. Musk saw the subsequent explosions as successes because they provided valuable insights for improvement. For Musk, operating a business within a risk-averse culture stifles innovation and hammers. Musk's audaciousness extends even beyond space travel to the production of cars, choosing to make the Tesla Cybertruck extraordinarily futuristic and out of stainless steel, despite resistance from within his team. Likewise, he applies these controversial approaches to his helm at Twitter, advocating for radical changes and frequently clashing with the existing culture of operation. Isaacson stated that Musk doesn't suffer from complacency. He's continually pushing boundaries and rejecting the status quo. While Musk manages to achieve much of his vision, there are instances where his approaches do not yield favorable outcomes, creating a trail of setbacks and failures. He tries to will his vision into reality, a method Isaacson considered delusional, but also transformative, proving these crazy ones are indeed the ones who end up changing the world. Bartlett and Isaacson explored the different dimensions of Musk's unique personality, discussing his relentless passion, approach towards risk-taking, controversial strategies, and never-ceasing hunger for progress. Unpacking Musk's method of hiring, the pair revealed that Musk values a person's attitude over their skill or knowledge. He believes that attitude is more fundamental and harder to change than skills or knowledge, a belief that underpins his hiring strategy. Isaacson shared insights into Musk's meticulous attention to detail, likening it to Steve Jobs' passion for the unseen aspects of a product. Both tech visionaries place great importance on the minutest details, believing that true quality resides in parts unseen and untouched by the consumer. This dedication showcases a shared obsession with perfectionism, crucial in driving their ventures. Looking at Musk's audacious approach to business and product design, Isaacson pointed out that it extends even beyond the realms of space exploration. A prime example is the Tesla Cybertruck, a controversially futuristic vehicle made despite resistance within his team. Musk's avant-garde approach extends to Twitter, where he advocates for radical changes, often putting him at odds with the existing operational culture. Despite his many successes, Musk's unconventional methods and bold risk-taking culture have not always borne fruit, leading to various setbacks. Isaacson noted that Musk operates within a culture where failure is seen as a stepping stone to success. He continually tests the boundaries, a trait the author sums up as both delusional and transformative. Examples such as the infamous Starship launches, wherein failed attempts were viewed by Musk as insightful stepping stones for improvement, embody this principle. Isaacson also touched upon Musk's somewhat erratic approach to personal health, revealing that unlike contemporaries Sam Altman and Jeff Bezos, Musk does not emphasize physical well-being. Musk's once adopted dietary regime included limited fasting and diet pills, accompanied by a solitary high-calorie meal daily, a stark disregard for typically governed health norms. Musk is characterized as mercurial due to constantly shifting moods. Isaacson mentioned the term demon mode, coined by Grimes, Musk's former partner, to describe his bouts of unstable mental health. On the flip side, Grimes and other women, New Musk's life, have brought tumultuous, fiery intensity to his personal life. Musk, a chronic avoider of loneliness, values a companion's presence, whether a lover or one of his children, despite his avoidance of calmness. Isaacson also shared how Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Steve Jobs aim to build quality products instead of seeking profit. Musk's algorithmic method of thinking takes center stage in his approach to product development. It emphasizes questioning every rule, constantly simplifying processes, speeding up procedures, and finally, achieving automation, a strategy that has driven him to unthinkable heights in his spheres of influence. However, according to the writer, Musk's unwavering intensity has a downside link to his success. Despite great admiration for Musk, Isaacson acknowledges he would not pay the same personal price for success. He values balance and harmony more than linking his identity so closely with his professional mission. This enriching discussion leaves no stone unturned in deciphering the enigma. Elon Musk giving us productivity principles, leadership insights, and life lessons. Isaacson firmly believes that everyone should have a mission in life because he surmises finding and focusing on that mission leads to fulfillment. Utilizing storytelling as his means, Isaacson seeks to inspire, educate, and encourage his readers and students to connect their passions with higher goals. However, his mission isn't solely about uplifting people. It's also about his dedication to documenting those who have made substantial impacts on the world, typically through technological or scientific advances. Throughout all his biographies and conversations, Isaacson presses on the importance of self-realization for career progression, transcends that mimicking the successes or decisions of the individuals he writes about is less important than learning from their attributes that align with your personal values and goals. It's about incorporating elements that agree with who you are and who you want to be, not about replicating another's path. Bartlett echoed this sentiment, affirming how Isaacson's portrayal of Elon Musk helped him see the components he wanted to incorporate into his journey towards success. His admiration for Isaacson's work lies mainly in the depth and insight the author provides, creating an intimate look into the minds of influential figures. Isaacson's approach to writing delves deep beyond mere achievements, including discussions around personal trauma, human nature, and the various complexities of reaching the top. Stated by Bartlett, whether you're in tech, business, or any other discipline, these books transcend their subject matter, being less about the accomplishments of the individuals and more about the gritty human experiences that underlay their successes. In recognizing the power of storytelling, Isaacson plays a significant role in society. He manifests real-life examples of triumphs and failures, underscoring the universal lessons and wisdom they impart. Isaacson views every narrative, every shared experience, as a tool for individuals to find their way in the world. Consequently, as did hosts like Bartlett and countless readers globally, the chance to pick elements from these detailed chronicles can shape one's jigsaw, completing their individual path towards success. Then, there's also a moment where Bartlett acknowledges the sponsor's 8 Sleep, describing how the product changed his life. The 8 Sleep pod cover regulates the bed's temperature, aligning with the body's natural rhythms, and thereby improves the quality of sleep. Bartlett noted how improved sleep patterns enhanced his daily routine, emphasizing the importance of good sleep health in overall well-being. Hence, these conversations are more than simple podcasts. They represent a knowledge base with insights drawn from highly successful people and products that positively impact individuals' lives.